What's up, everyone? I'm Elsa. My pronouns are she and her, and today we have a 20-minute or so body weight series. This is a strengthening class. All you're gonna need is yourself and then something to lie down on, like a mat, towel, a blanket. I would recommend having this. You don't necessarily have to do it or have it. And then an elevated surface like this ottoman, a coffee table, a couch, a chair, something like that. So we're gonna use that for one of our exercises today. Otherwise, you'll just need yourself, and we are gonna get started. You are more than welcome to perform variations on these exercises. The repetitions that I am saying to do are just a guide. You can totally change them. You don't have to repeat the class or the series as many times as we're gonna do it together. Just go at a pace that feels right for you and your body and where you are at today. Right, so we are gonna get started here. Our first exercise is going to be a forward lunge. So we are gonna take one leg, step it on forward. The goal with the lunge is to create two 90-degree angles with your legs. You do not have to go that deep. If that depth is not something that feels good for you, then go to a depth that does feel good for your body, right? It's totally cool. So we are going to take a step forward and then drop into that lunge and then just push right back up, drop it on down, push it up. We're gonna do 10 of these. At the bottom, you wanna try to make sure this front knee is not going over your front toe. If it is, you can adjust your stance a little bit. Sometimes it does take a couple of tries to get your stance in a comfortable position, so totally feel free to adjust it as we're going. You can always like grab onto a wall for support. And going at your own pace, right? Whatever feels good for you. Once you've done 10 on one side, we're gonna switch it on over to the other side. Taking a big step forward. Dropping it on down, standing it on up. Just dropping that back knee straight down and straight up. Okay, Naughty decided to come say hi to us. Once we have done that, we are going to take a second to catch our breaths and then move over to a tricep dip. So this is where we're gonna use the block or bench or couch, coffee table, whatever it is you have available to you. And then we're gonna come over to the bench. You're gonna sit on the edge of it. Knees are gonna be bent at that 90-degree angle. You can pull them out a little bit further. Your feet out a little bit further. Putting our hands right next to our hips on the bench. Putting our weight in our hands. We're just gonna pull our hips right off of the bench, right? So they're pressed up against the bench almost. You don't wanna be out here close to the bench as possible. You're just bending your elbows, dropping yourself straight down, pushing straight up. Going as low as you can while still staying in control and being able to get back up, right? 10 of these guys. Remembering to breathe. If you feel yourself starting to drift forward and away from the bench, just correct it. Bring yourself back towards the bench. And you can come on up to the bench whenever you need to. If you need to take a rest during it, totally cool. Shaking out those shoulders and those arms. And then we are gonna go down to the floor. You can be on the mat if you have a mat with you, or you can be on the towel or blanket or straight on the ground. Either option will work. We are going to go into a glute bridge. So for this, we're gonna lay on our backs. Feet are about hip width apart, toes are pointing straight ahead, knees are bent. And then all we do is we're gonna lift up those hips, squeeze your glutes, drop them back down. Lifting the hips, squeezing the glutes, dropping back down. We're doing 12 of these. Lifting, coming back down. You don't have to fly through these. Doing them so you remain in control and lowering. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Lift. Okay, once we have done those, we are going to move on to our marches. So for this one, we are going to still be lying on our backs, only this time we are going to lift our legs and bring them into a tabletop position. From here, you're gonna drop one foot down. We're gonna do this 2 different ways. It's up to you. Lift it back up, drop your other foot down, lift it back up, and that's 1, right? Lowering, hi Naughty. And dropping it down, just like that. Just until you tap the ground with your heel and you're pulling back up. The other option for this, we're doing 10 of these total, is that feels a little too challenging for right now. Totally cool. So starting in the same position, you're gonna lower one leg down, keeping it on the ground, lower your other leg down, pick the other leg up, pick up, and that's 1. When you're doing this, you wanna make sure you're alternating the order your legs are going for, like your leading leg. And then up and up, still staying in control. You're not just like dropping your legs down like that. You wanna really lower and lift. You can keep your arms out to the side, put them on your core, whichever you wanna do. Remembering to breathe through it. And again, if you need a break, put your legs down, totally fine, and take a rest. Once we have done 10 of those, we are going to move into a plank hold. This is gonna be a 30-second plank. We're gonna be doing it from our forearms from the ground. If doing it from the ground is not where you're at today, totally fine. You can do it off of the surface that we just did tricep dips off of, and you can do it from your hands instead of from your forearms. Or you can do it on a counter, or you can do it on a wall. Wherever you are, wherever it feels right for your body and for your mind, do that. Totally do that. Okay, so we're only gonna hold for 30 seconds. If you need to drop at any point during this, that is totally fine. We're gonna lift in 3, 2, and 1.
Just breathing. Pulling that belly button up, keeping our backs nice and flat, making sure we're not hiking up or dropping low. Another thing that can be helpful is spreading your feet out. Having a wider base can sometimes help. Only a couple more seconds here. In 3, 2, 1, drop it down. Let it go. Breathe.
Okay. That is the full series. We are gonna repeat it at least one more time together. And yeah, so feel free to take a couple minutes, grab a sip of water, walk around, or just hop right back into it for another round, right? Once you are ready for another round, we're gonna start with the lunges. So we're doing 10 of these per side. So big step forward, dropping down, standing right back up, dropping down. It doesn't have to be about speed at all. And then whenever you're ready, switching on over to the other side and doing 10 there. I always forget what side I started with. And 10 on the other side. Sometimes it takes a few seconds to figure out your positioning. And you can always use a wall for support. Once we've done 10 of those, we're back to our tricep dips. We're also doing 10 of these. You need to pause, take a break, do it. I support you. Straight down, straight back up. And taking a second to shake it out. And then going back down to our mats, we are going to do our glute bridges. Starting on our backs, knees are bent, feet are about hip width apart. And we are lifting the hips, squeezing the glutes, and lowering. Lifting and lowering. We're doing like a slight pause at the top and lowering, not just right up and down. We're doing 12 of these. Once we have done 12 of those, we are moving to our marches. Again, we have the 2 different variations we can try. Find whatever feels best for you. Right, starting with our legs in a tabletop position, dropping our heels down, pulling up. One at a time, nice and slow, nice and controlled, or going down, down, up, up. Either way, it is whatever feels best for you. Both legs count as 1 repetition, right? We're doing 10 of these. Remembering to breathe. Okay. Whew. Those ones are fine. Once we've done those, we are going to move to our plank. We're doing a 30-second hold on that. And then after that, we are going to do a couple of stretches together, and that is gonna be it. Sounds good. For the plank, we're going from our forearms. Palms are pressing flat into the mat or the ground. Elbows are right under your shoulders. We're just gonna kick back. Again, you can do this from an elevated surface, so from the surface like you did your tricep dips off of, a wall, a countertop, whatever feels right for you, right? And we are gonna kick off in 3, 2, and 1. Pulling that belly button towards the sky. Just breathing. Remember, you can take a step out, widen it, your base a little bit. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it. Whew. Let it go. Breathe. You can grab a sip of water if you'd like. Taking a few deep breaths. I'm gonna stay in a seated position and hit the wall. And I'm gonna roll my neck out. Obviously do the standing up as well. Nice and slow. In opposite direction. For that, I'm just gonna stick my feet out in front and just reach forward. I know for a fact I cannot touch my toes right now. I know for a fact. So I'm just gonna lean and stop wherever I can. I'm still feeling a stretch right here. If you had like a strap, you could pull it around your feet and use that. But right now I'm just gonna attempt. Just taking a few minutes to breathe. And I'm gonna release that. Thank you for joining me today. I like to take a couple minutes at the end just to kind of like wind down. You are welcome to keep stretching. You are welcome to repeat the series again. Yeah, I hope you have an amazing rest of your week and rest of your day. So thank you for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you again soon. Thank you.